we get finished, these are going to be some standards that you're going to be able to cover. Alright, so our goal for today's lesson is you're going to be able to describe what the text says. Not just, oh, it was good, that kind of thing. You're going to actually be able to describe what you read in the text. You're also going to collaborate with your group members. You're also going to be able to organize information. And you're going to form your own opinions about the text, because what we have today is kind of your opinion about something. So the text today, it really hits home for specifically middle school. So you're going to be able to form some opinions, and then you're just going to read for understanding, just to be able to know what the text is. Because raise your hand if you can read something one time and you totally know what it says. Me neither. So we're going to read for understanding, for you to be able to read and understand what the text says. So you have two questions that's going to kind of guide our lesson for today. The two questions are, does getting even have long-term effects on an individual? If it does, that's what it's going to say in the text. If it doesn't, then we're going to see, does getting even have this long-term effect on people? And then another essential question is, how are you going to handle revenge? So just by the essential questions and things like that, what do you think this text is going to be about? Raise your hand and tell me what you think the text is going to be about. If my essential question says, does getting even have a long-term effect on individuals, and how will you handle revenge, what do you think it's going to be about?
Bullying.
You think it may be about bullying? Okay. What else could it be about? What word do you see that sticks out in both of those? What?
Revenge.
Revenge. Good. Alright, so maybe our text has something to do with revenge. We'll find out. Alright, so as an opener, here's a quote. It says, our prime purpose in life is to help others. And if you can't help them, at least don't hurt them. And this comes from the 14th Dalai Lama, the leader of Tibet. So, I'm going to read it one more time. I want you to think about it, because you got to answer me from this sentence frame. It says, our prime purpose in life is to help others. And if you can't help them, at least don't hurt them. So I want you to turn and talk to the people that are in your group about, what do you think that means? Get started.
Try your voice.
Face me on 3, 2, 1. Your sentence frame is, I think, or I feel, or I believe that the Dalai Lama is saying that. What do you think? What do you feel? What do you believe that they're saying from this quote? Our prime purpose in life is to help others. And if you can't help them, at least don't hurt them. One person. Start with this frame. I think, I feel, or I believe that the Dalai Lama, that the Dalai Lama is saying that what? Zoe?
I believe that the Dalai Lama is saying, if a person is like in a situation where like you can't help them, don't go and make the situation worse by doing something that they like you couldn't help them do.
Right, exactly. I think that's perfect example. Carmen, did you have one that you want to say? All right.
I think that the Dalai Lama is saying that if somebody like does something to you, best response is like just to do nothing about it and then just let it go.
Let it go. Great. All right. Those are both perfect. And I think that as we read through the text today, we're going to see that what the author is saying in the text, it kind of goes along with what you're thinking already. All right. So then, this is a time for you to reflect. It says, describe a time when you were motivated to seek revenge on someone you felt wronged you. So think about a time that you wanted to get revenge on somebody. Because you can't make me believe that every day, you know, it's been nobody's bothering me. You know, I just live every day like I'm in a field. But think of a time someone wronged you and you wanted to get revenge. Alright, give you 1 minute. Turn and talk to your partner. 3, 2, 1. Alright, so you're thinking about, are you gonna describe a time that you felt like somebody wronged you and how did you get revenge back? So this sentence frame is just a little bit longer, but you're just basically telling about a time. So it says a time when I was motivated. That just means that you really wanted to do something. To seek revenge was when, what happened? In order to retaliate, I sought revenge by doing what? And as a result of seeking revenge, I felt, did you feel better? Did you feel worse? Or did you feel about the same? Because why? Alright, so that's what I want you to think about when you get ready to tell me this back. So you and your partner have already talked about this. Alright, so then I want you to put your answer in this sentence frame. Alright, I need 2 people to tell me their information back from that. Zoe?
A time when I was motivated to seek revenge was when my little brother was getting bullied and picked on at school. In order to retaliate, I sought revenge by telling him to go tell the teacher, or I told my mom also, and she was going to go talk to the teacher
Right.
and tell them that the little kid was bullying my brother. And as a result of seeking revenge, I felt better because my little brother, the kid apologized to my little brother and he felt better.
Alright, good. Alright. One more. Go ahead. Yes. Use that sentence frame. Alright, so a time when I was motivated to seek revenge was when?
Okay, so I had a best friend and we were like really close and I used to tell her all of my secrets. And one time like she told all of my secrets to like the whole school.
Okay. So then in order to retaliate, you sought revenge by doing what?
I cut her off, like I ignored her and I assumed not a new best friend.
Okay. So as a result of you cutting her off and found a new best friend, did you feel better or did you feel worse or the same?
I felt better.
You feel better. Alright, good. Alright, so those are some things I want you to think about as we get ready to go through the text today, because evidently our text has something to do with revenge. Evidently our text has something to do with thinking about how we affect other people. So now that we have that information, we're going to go into our next activity. Alright, so this activity right here, you have a green sticky note. And it says pro and con. And I want you to think about what are, and it's just, you have one sticky note per group, so y'all are going to collaborate together and then write your idea down and someone is going to come up here and put it on the board. But I want you to think about what are some good ways that you feel like people seek revenge. And then what's the reason why people shouldn't seek revenge? So you either going to do one or the other, all right? You're going to use the green sticky note to put your answer on this, okay? And then I'm going to give you 1 minute to think. I want you to think about, you have your pros and your cons. What's the pros on seeking revenge? What's the cons for seeking revenge? And you choose one. So either you say, I'm for seeking revenge because of this, or I'm against seeking revenge because of that. So you choose one. Alright? So you have 1 minute to write this down. And come stick it on the board.
Is that for calm is when no, that's the thing. Yeah, it makes you feel relieved.
Alright, once you get finished, go stick it on the board. About 30 more seconds.
Wait,
Did you do pro or
Where is
con?
RELI? That's rely. Live. Yeah.
You let that person feel what you felt.
Alright, 20 seconds.
Or repeat.
Relief,
Relieve.
relief, R-E-L-I-E. V-E-D. Alright, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. Alright, so the pros and cons of seeking revenge. Someone said, for those it says it makes you feel relieved. Says you feel better about your situations. I believe pro because revenge can have some good things about it. Not all the time revenge can or will be evil. That's a thought. Alright, so these people said cons. So they said it's not a good idea to do revenge because you feel guilt. Some people are in fights. You lose someone or you become depressed. Those are good thoughts. They said they take it too far. Some people do take it too far. Now again, that's a whole nother situation right there, but sometimes it does. And then the person could get seriously injured. So you guys are really delving into some real life situations because those things could really happen, you know? Alright? So the next thing, this leads us right into our next thing where we're talking about positive and negative emotions. So you have a blue sheet or a blue sticky note there, and I want you to tell me, I want this group to tell me some positive emotions. And I want that group to tell me some negative emotions. Positive emotions, negative emotions, positive emotions. Alright, so I gave each group an assignment to do. So I want you to write down some positive emotions and some negative emotions. Go ahead. 1 minute.
Getting revenge. Getting revenge. Are you talking about positive emotions about getting revenge?
Just positive emotions, period.
Excitement.
30 seconds. Once you get about 3 emotions down, then go ahead and stick it up on the board. Two more groups. Alright, so I'm going to read each sticky note. If you agree that these are some positive emotions, I want you to give me a thumbs down. If you think that these emotions, that's thumbs up, that's right, thank you. If you think that these are some positive emotions, I want you to give me a thumbs up. If you don't think that these are positive emotions, I want you to give me a thumbs down. Okay? Here we go. Playful. Excitement. Brave. Insecure. Insecure might be a little bit negative, right? Alright. What about happy? Joyful. Excited. Proud. Good deal. Alright. Glad. Relieved. Good. Negative. Same thing with negative. If you think this is a negative response, give me thumbs up. If you think this, that I'm calling out about negative, you think this isn't negative, then give me thumbs down. Salty. Okay, deprived, depressed, that is negative, and mad. What about violent? Right? Angry and depressed again. Alright, good. So all of this information that we just did, this is going to help you build your background knowledge for the text that you're about to read. So you have your sheet in front of you. I want you to go ahead and put your name on your sheet of paper. So go ahead and do that. The next thing that I want you to do is anytime you're given a piece of information, it's always good if you really want to get a deeper understanding of your text, you really want to get kind of hands-on with it. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go through this information the first time here. And as you're reading through your text, I want you to number each paragraph. How do you know if it's a paragraph or not? What is some likely features of a paragraph that starts there?
Every time it indent.
Indentation, that kind of thing. Alright, so why don't you go ahead and number your paragraphs to begin with? Give y'all about 1 minute for that. Alright, how many paragraphs did you get?
22.
22?
22.
22? Yeah, 22. Alright? Now, there's a couple vocabulary words in here that I want us to make sure that we kind of know before we get started, because these may be some unusual words that we may not have seen before. Alright? So, if you look in paragraph 2, there is a word that starts with a C. It says catharsis. So I want you to use some context clues, and I want you to tell me, what do you think this word means? So read that paragraph. Alright, so what do you think catharsis means based upon the context clues? What do you think?
To feel violent.
To feel violent? Okay, what else? What else could it mean? It says, people are motivated to seek revenge to harm someone who has harmed them. When they feel attacked, mistreated, or socially rejected, getting eye for an eye, Old Testament style, is thought to bring a sense of catharsis or closure. So what do you think catharsis means? Tay?
Anger, like anger or...
Okay. Can you think it means to like bring it to an end? Sometimes, like if like somebody does something to me and I do something back, then I'm through because I got them back. So I'm thinking that it means something to that extent, okay? There's another word that I want you to look for, and it is in the 16th paragraph, and it's called remunerating. Find that one. Alright, so it says, ruminating about getting even, stewing over what the person did to you and what you would like to do to them in return can interfere with day-to-day well-being and happiness. Alright, so what comes to your mind when you think about that? Brooklyn. About to call you London.
She was thinking of it.
Right, they're thinking of it? Yes. What do you think?
Plotting it.
Plotting it. Good. Great. So only thing you got to do is when you go through this text, and you come across a word that you do not understand, just use your context clues in order to be able to figure it out, okay? So, we've done half of read number 1. Once you go through your text this next time, you've already numbered your paragraphs. So next thing I want you to do is circle any unfamiliar words, and I want you to think about what is the main idea of this article. Alright? So I'm going to give you 3 minutes to go through this text and underline or circle any unfamiliar words. Go ahead. Alright, let's stop where you are. So far, what do you think that the main idea of this text is? So far, from what you've read, what do you think the main idea of this text is? What do you think this text is all about?
Not getting even.
Say what again?
Not getting even.
Not getting even. Have you read to the point why it says it's important? Is it worth it? Not getting even. What does it say?
You could like go to prison.
Because there could be some serious consequences if you get even, correct? Alright, so this next time as we begin to read, I want you to go back, start back over, and I want you to chunk the text. Who knows what that means? Kind of like read it all together, like you already got it separated into paragraphs, but when you chunk the text, that just helps you to put some things together and some ideas together, okay? So I want you to highlight some important information. So when you go through this text here, you should be able to skim at least some of it because you've read it through the first time, so you kind of know what it's saying in that paragraph. So I want you to go back through here and I want you to highlight some important information. Okay, let's stop for a second. Where you are, I want you tell me one thing that you highlighted that you thought was important.
People are motivated to seek revenge to harm someone who has harmed them when they feel attacked, mistreated, or socially rejected.
Good. All right. You give me one thing that you highlighted.
When they feel attacked, mistreated, or socially rejected, get revenge.
Right. All right. So this is all about when somebody does something to you, you try to do something back. Their revenge, right? All right. So far, if we were to read this again, you would be looking for, does the author really support what he labeled his title? Why getting revenge may make you feel worse in the long run. So that's the next thing that you're going to be looking for. All right? So, I want you to take 1 minute and I want you to read it through one more time and I want you to tell me if the author supports his or her claim that's made in the text. Alright, who has gotten to the point where they can answer that question? Does the author support this? Does what's in the text support that you should not get even because of the consequences? You say yes.
Yeah.
Alright, you think so too? Alright, very last thing that I would like for us to do is I have an exit slip here. And in the beginning, how many of you, if someone did something to you, you would automatically seek revenge? Be honest, because I probably would too. Right. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about after you read this text, how would you have handled the situation, how would you handle the situation now as opposed to how you would handle it before? Alright, so this just requires you to think just a moment, okay? Alright, put your name on it. Alright, and I'll take this up as we exit out. Alright? These are the references that we used to do our lesson with today. Thank you.